Alright, so this is going to be my shorter clip. The last one was about an hour, 15 minutes. I'm not sure if you like to devote that much time to typing anymore, so this is kind of a short clip of what kind of gets real expanded with a lot of gaps in it in the 115-minute clip. I hope you can understand me. I'm going to try to talk really loud and clear, just in case it was too much mumble bumble in the last one. Alright, so clearly I talked about my main problems in life, which is a lack of free will. That was my first big problem that I had to overcome just by choosing to believe that I had free will, even though the rest of the world seems like just one big manipulation or just a whole bunch of processes that I can't control and that I'm just a pawn in things. So I overcame that, just like I said, by just believing. And the second big problem I had was that I was stuck in about 1,000 layers deep of subjectivity, like kind of inception and layers of dreams. And that even if I feel like I've finally cracked through a surface of the subjective fakeness, that there's an insufferable infinity of layers of subjectiveness that is keeping me from the objective world. That is scary to me. That I am constantly stuck in a dream reality, and that I'm really good at creating interesting dream realities for other people. And people think that I have some sort of insight into their life, blah blah, through personality, and through me paying attention to the patterns of their frequent word usage, or paying close attention to when the words or actions that they do invoke emotions or values or organizational principles, paying attention to their their valued or principled ideals, or their valued principled memories or specifics. So anyway, I use all these words that are relatable to people, trying to use back the words that they use, and construct them in ways that I feel like is more understandable to me, and I get them to, I guess, possibly agree. I don't know, through rhetorically using pretty words that they desire, or by stringing them together in ways that are pretty to them. So if I offer them worlds that say, like, man, yeah, you really understand what I'm going through, and then I can maybe fool myself into believing that I am maybe a part of objective reality. But anyway, the big fear I have, which is non-reality, I am afraid of non-reality, is still here. I have not gotten out of it. Obviously, I try to pray to my God. I believe in my personal beliefs that Jesus has descended into the infinite madness of my world and other people's worlds, and through prayer and living in a and my big goal, like I said, is to meet in the other video I said, to meet God as the center personality behind all of creation, to choose to try to um, choose the creator over the creation, not to choose the creation over the creator. So I'm trying my best to constantly relate to God through everything, so that I can, through God's help and prayer and all of the help that other people can possibly give me, through the hero's journey and all that kind of stuff, get to meet the person behind it all, which is God. God will then, like Revelations 1:3 or Revelations 3, I'm not sure which, says God, through those who pursue and endure to the kingdom, will receive a white stone from God, and it will have the name that God has always wanted to call you, and the name that you have earned. So this is the name that you have with God. Just like everyone has a special relationship with everyone else, this is your special relationship name and, I guess, identifier. One of the core the core identifier of who you are to God, which would be like the core identity of who you are to everyone. I said a lot about identity. Ooh, maybe that means I have some demon DI problems. I don't know. Maybe savior DI problems. Anyway, I was trying to keep this down to 5 minutes, so I'm just going to go over a little bit and say the big thing that came for me were those two fears, and I gave like a ranking system of all, in my mind, theoretically, of the types, even though a lot of my personal people in my life are types that I generally don't like my wife. So at the top were the EPs. I like the ETPs the best, way above everyone else. ENTPs, at the top just because of the constant stream back and forth. That's fantastic. They can never really get offended, and if they do, whatever, we can fight it out. It doesn't matter. It's super fun. The EFPs, they're not as good as the ETPs. The EFPs are easily offended. In my experience, obviously, I'm probably pushing too many buttons, trying to push limits too much. So yeah, it's not like I blame other people for being offended. I'm probably an offensive person. My Canadian wife thinks that's very true and would be screaming, validating me for saying that. I try not to be, but no, I don't. I don't know. Anyway, I like the ETPs, EFPs, and all FI, really very sensitive people, in my experience, and anyone who has FI, even if they're TE dominant, I have a very high probability of saying something that they might have shared to me in confidence, or just something that they hold dear, and I flippantly am just talking about it. Maybe even your personality system. I have no idea. I don't know. So it's kind of a farce to think that I have FI, but maybe I do. Maybe I act very stereotypically like someone who has FI. So anyway, ETP's way up there. EFI, not so much. But I really like the IJs. And I said that I like ISJs and INJs. They're like little books to me. I think it's fantastic. I can just keep asking question. They give answer. But of course, I think in my experience, I've always run down the INJs, and they kind of see through me, and they don't like my constant questioning of the basis of my thinking, the basis of my ideology, trying to question also the basis of their philosophy, ideology, theology, and stuff like that. They don't like me doing that. The INJs, they think I'm boring. So I like the ISJs, I guess, because they're able to answer almost infinitely about the area that they're interested in. My father, I think, being an ISJ, likes the Bible, so could talk nonstop about that. Albeit a lot, you got to endure a lot of repetition. Like the answers that they get might be repetitive, but if you work the angles a little bit, you can get some new information from them. It just takes a lot to like get through the repeat. So anyway, ETP's up there, and honestly, IJs are pretty much like second equal with EFPs as for the second place. So IJs and EFPs, it's very hard to, depending on the day, if the EFPs are willing to play around and not get what I'd call butt hurt. I don't know if that's appropriate. Probably isn't. Then they're above the IJs. But if the EPs are getting super vulnerable with me, then the IJs are awesome. And below them, the tertiary position is the dominant Ts. No offense to my wife and a lot of my close friends who are dominant Ts. I would, again, like I already said, prefer the ITPs, the INTP, ISTP, just because they don't get offended as much. And if they do, again, we can fight it out. It's all good. Tell each other to fuck off. And then the bottom of the list, like not even close to the other top three, are the dominant feelers. And they're just... I've had some really close friends that have died that were dominant feelers. My mom's a dominant feeler. Just a lot of close friends, but ultimately I offend the heck out of them. I'm sure they have to endure a lot of pain just talking to me and just being so kind of flippant, talking about my ideas and joking about blah blah blah. Anyway, I wanted to end this in 5 minutes. It's gone to 10 minutes. Oh no! I hope this was a little bit quicker, and that it interested you to listen to more than the hour and 15-minute video that I did, which kind of had a lot more pauses in it. And false thoughtfulness. There you go. All right. Thank you again if you looked at any of this. And, and quickly, I think I'm a blast last, so I think I'm like it's a play consume blast last. Besides that, I don't know. I guess I'm aphasiatic supposedly, and aphantasia, so nothing's going on up here. No images or no sounds. It's just black and silence always. generally associated with aphantasia or aphasia. There's a lot of, that's a big broad term, aphasia. Aphantasia is specific, but there's multiple different levels of it. Okay, over 10 minutes. But you guys might call that just audio. So I might just be audio tester. And then subtype kinesthetic over visual. I don't know. It's whatever you guys want to call me. Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah, I have no idea. I've been typed as an INFJ. I've been typed as all the NPs. I've never been typed as an S. But maybe you guys will be the first. So thank you. Hopefully, you guys can destroy any meme-ness or any help me kind of destroy down the some layers of my fake subjectivity, and help me kind of work to hopefully maybe get into a little bit of objective reality. Thank you very much, and all right.